Okay, so that means you have to, JC, I'm looking at your screen. You have to open system setting.
Yeah, Don, I have been even kicked out. So I am back on Zoom and I'm sharing it
There we
normally.
go.
No,
Okay. Okay.
we have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
You have the PowerPoint.
Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Team Lebanon, today's your show. We are very, very happy to be getting your update with a bunch of questions. June, one more month and we are finished. We are successfully completing the MAMi Farmers Market project, if you can believe it. Congratulations again, Team Lebanon, for this long time coming market opening, and I will let you take it away.
Okay. So is it can I go? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you again. Thank you. So, like you said, Robin, it's the end of a part of the road that we began on January 24, and I always remember the lonely Iman coming representing this huge country, not knowing where she are. And we talked about it last time in Tunis, where we said, do you remember when you arrived in this room? All of us were two, three, four, 5 persons even, and you were alone, and you managed to open before us. And this was a great time. Thank you again for all the effort you've done, all of you, the Italian team also, from CM to Fondazione Campagna Amica, the W, Coldiretti. And here we are today, opening our second, and I can say it, running to open the third one, which will be a seasonal one. With the energy that we got from the second market opening, we succeeded to secure a location for the summertime in a remote area in the mountain, which is the village of Shal. And we had got the surprise that the president of municipality asked us, coming to the first one in Beirut, say, I want the same thing in my town. So we are committed to open on 1st of July for, I would say, 10 weeks. That's
Wow.
a pop-up market for us. It will be also an experience. And we will talk about the future after. But today we are talking about our program, the one that led to the opening of Tripoli, knowing that we had the chance also to manage a market before the opening of Tripoli. So we had the good and bad experiences. The vendors that say yes while doing no, the customer that just evaporate because he has something to do. So we were prepared to that, with the difference that the population at Tripoli, the habits of the city is totally different. So we, even if we got an experience in the previous market, we learned a lot. And I have to thank Nohad and Aline. Nohad, because she's from the city, so she transforms all my saying or my beliefs into a Tripolitan language or habits or even food. They will talk about the difference between Tripoli and Lebanon and Beirut is only 8 kilometers, but there is a huge difference in the way of living, of eating, of yes, in total aspect of the life. So this is the first slide. We choose to say urban farmers where community meets freshness. Um, you got the same logo. We have to add, and we added two other logo, which are the municipality of Tripoli and the Ministry of Agriculture that made a lot of work to help us and ease everything on us. How we go down? Yes. So I will talk quickly about the LFMC. So we still have no legal entity. And after now, we are celebrating the 13th, 14th month of depositing the documents at the ministry. We still have 8 months to go, a maximum of 8 months to go. So we are operating, and I said during my speech to the minister, so that he is inaugurating a market that has no legal entity. So I was talking about Badaro. We have a database of 40. Sorry, Tunisian people are here or no? No? Okay. Should I continue? Okay. We have in Badaro a database of 40 persons, of them 18 to 25 every Sunday, and it is still on. Of course, people went out, people grew to a bigger size, so went out to an almost industrial level. Some people also abandoned their passion. So this is the first thing for me, for a market manager or market organization, is to follow that the database will always be refilled by newcomers. So, sorry, it's written down, but we have, so we said a third one pop up to all. We have at MAMi that at the end of 2027 will be 7 markets in all Lebanon. Voilà, Tripoli. It's up to you, Nahaj, I think.
Well, yes. So as JC was saying, Beirut was our first flagship, and we were lucky to have Badaro Market to follow suit. Tripoli has a population of 600 or to 700,000 inhabitants. It's the second largest city. We call it the capital of the north because it's a hub and it brings in the entire north. And this is what we were focusing on. So bringing in the entire north or the northern farmers and vendors to meet in the hub of the city. Of course, it has the second port, the second biggest port. We may argue it is the biggest port in Lebanon, and it's also on the Mediterranean, and it's as vibrant as we can think. Can we have the second slide, please? It's 80 kilometers drive from Beirut, but as we said, it is the hub of the north. So we were lucky to have the King Fahd Public Garden. It's a beautiful space. There are beautiful trees in front of the hall that we're in. So we sometimes fluctuate between indoors and outdoors, mostly indoors though, because of the weather. It is owned by the municipality. We were very lucky to have it because the municipality is our partner in this project. It is close to the Marad district. Marad is actually the fair, the international fairgrounds of Tripoli, which are also huge. So it's right next door to it. It's very hard to miss it. May we go back to the slide, please? It is urban. The Tripolitans, or let's say the northern people, because we're getting farmers from all over the north, all the way up to Akkar, which is on the borders of Syria. We have successfully gathered most of the north. So we have vendors coming in from all over, and luckily we have also visitors that are hearing about it from all over the place. So it is in a proximity to the center. It's in the center of Tripoli, the place that we have. and people are hearing about it as well, from all sorts of things. We'll go into it in a bit. Can we go to the next slide? So, correct. So we're building a community around this market, and this is what we're trying to achieve. As I said, by bringing in factors from all over the north. So people are enjoying the fact that they can meet vendors from next to the borders of Lebanon, who are coming in specifically to be selling their produce. So this is where our communication is going as well. People are getting to know our values, what we mean by shortening the food supply chain, what we mean by guaranteeing what our message means, what this community thing is all about, and shortening the distance. So from market from farmer to consumer, they're really enjoying this for the time being. I mean, we're really lucky that in such a short time we're guaranteeing some good feedback about this. So we're using social media. If we talk about the opening day, so we went into yeah, sure. Let's talk about the collaborations first. Ministry of Agriculture. So this is the first market that we involved the Ministry of Agriculture in. We met the minister, and we have aides from the ministry in the north who have been quite a good asset to us. First, by introducing more people, more vendors to the market, and introducing us to these vendors by visiting them, by going and actually checking out their places. And at the same time, we have a few NGOs that have been also very good asset, like Mada, who's introducing also farmers from Akkar, Injaz, who's probably coming in very soon. And so at the same time with the Ministry of Agriculture, and I'll go back later, or maybe Aline would, about even the events that the Ministry of Agriculture is introducing inside the market every once in a while. So this was the list of, which just passed. It was the list of vendors that we had on opening day. It was a beautiful, probably 40, was it 40 tables, Jean? We had around 40 tables of vendors and producers on opening day. I'm sure you received a lot of pictures. So that other than the Tripoli municipality and the Ministry of Agriculture, let's see where this went. And the NGOs that we had, of course, the LFMC being us, the Badaro Farmers Market being the flagship. The Chamber of Commerce was also extremely happy with what we were doing, and we're eventually going to have more collaborations with them so that they can provide us also with the testing facilities that they have in their labs. So when we met them, they were extremely happy to cooperate with us. Maybe go to the next slide. Names, I believe you know us. So myself and Aline, because also Aline is from nearby, she's from the north. We are the representatives. We are trying our best for the time being. And we're so far we are managing the operations, and eventually we're planning to be hiring someone to be there all the time. May we proceed? Would Aline, would you like to proceed?
Okay. Hello everyone. Really happy it's the time to talk about our project that is now and that the project is really happening. So what was our marketing plan for the opening day and to inaugurate this event in this market in Tripoli, which is a new for the people there. So we put some physical advertisement on billboards, posters, and flyers. They were really, when we saw the billboards, and we were really proud about what we are doing. We put almost 3 billboards and around 50 posters, big one in the city, and also the flyers. We did the social media campaign on, of course, Insta and Facebook, and we are looking to hire someone to take care about this in order to continue the procedure. We also we got a database from Nuhad and others to send some SMS for potential buyers there. And of course, with the banners, and we have also hosted some social media influencers that put videos on TikTok and YouTube. We had till now two influencers that were very happy to help us and support us in this. Next one, please. So this is the famous day. This was the invitation card that it's written that it is with the support of the Ministry of Agriculture and of course Italians, and it was really, and the municipality of Tripoli. We were very tired that week, but of course we were happy when this happened, and of course we didn't forget the Caesars, although they were pretty good, very well designed on with flowers. So Carmelo was very anxious. Where are the Caesars? They were really on the table, but always there is the story of the Caesars. Next one. And here are some photos from our Tripoli Urban Farmers Market. The one here was during the event. You can see the crowd, the crowdy people there. The minister and the ambassador and all the invitees were happy to pass by all the vendors there. They 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 um, they spoke with eventually all the people the farmers who were there. It was a very nice day. Farmers were happy because they could share their experience, their story. So they took more than 2 hours in turning around the stands in the inside the hall and outside. Next one, next photo. And this is from the market.
Yeah, this is today. In fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is today. This is a market that Nuhad and Aline are running. You got a fabulous idea from Aline to bring kids table to have some activities. Of course, the farmers market counts. I also have to say that all the many pictures, especially of products, are done not by Dennis, because Dennis is too far. We have Charles here. Charles is here to help us on that. He's doing magnificent pictures. And the lady on the upper left is Ray, literally the mother of Ray, son's Ray. And she's just a designer. She is, I would say, a sorcerer when it comes to design the food that she sells. Um, Globally, as Nohad said, the market is picking up. We have to follow the I would say the speed of the growth of customers, and we have a big gap that we did not how to say, because we got confused on the opening date. You know that we got several time because of course the war, and because after the security levels for the ambassador to come, for the Italian to come, for the American not to come. So we were unable to have full access to the huge North Akkar, how to say, vendors and farmers, and this is where we are planning on back to school in September to work on to have more vegetables, mainly because Akkar is one of the two regions that supply the whole country in vegetables and fruits. It takes me the time because on Saturday, Nohad is opening every Saturday and with Aline, and from time to time I pass by, and Charles is coming also to sell his bread and to support the team. We are not yet comfortable, I would say, but we are positively optimistic on the future because, like Nohad says, it is an experience that was not in the city. The city is very conservative, and this is some kind of opening to other types of market, despite having, and you, Richard and Robin, were not here, but the cucumber could be sold at, I would say, 30,000 pounds, which is about, I would say, $3, €3. The kilo outside the market, while in the market I would sell it because it's organic at 200, because I'm selling it at 200 in Beirut. So we have a fierce competition from the major, I would say one of the major vegetables market in Lebanon. It is in Tripoli. Despite that, we are optimistic of having more and more customer coming to us. I think with this, we are done with the presentation. That's it. Any question? We are here
Ready
to
for questions.
Beautiful market. I do have, can I start us off with a question? Can you remind us of your sellers? So like farmers, producers, and other vendors, who are, like you said, up to something like 40. So like what proportion of it is produce, and like generally who are they who sell at your market?
okay. 40 is the database.
What is
We
that? Okay, I got that wrong. Okay.
okay. 40 is the database. We
But
have
they were
40
present during the opening.
at the
That's why.
opening day. We got them with a little
Great.
in 45 with a little push from Beirut. It's true.
Wow.
So in both market we have 40 names. On regular basis, we are dealing with between 18 and 25, both in Tripoli and in Beirut.
That's so great.
Because it's in habit, because some of the people, they do not sell. For example, I have a guy who is dealing with apples, and he's coming only twice a month for the last 3 years. So he manages his thing. So in Tripoli, we got, in fact, you have Mada, which is the NGO that gave us 5 farmers. So she got 5 tables for her every week. Her mission is to fill this 5 tables of fruits and vegetables, because in her database, their database, sorry, Mada has 21 farmers. I don't know who's coming, who's not coming. I have 5 tables for them. This is the deal that we got, because distances, because I cannot ask everybody to come, because Akkar is nearby on the map, but to get from Akkar, you have 90 minutes to 2 hours drive one way. So it is difficult for us and for them to oblige them to come every time. So in proportion, I would say we have 20% of fruits and vegetables, and we are aiming to have 1/3.
Just to add, JC, that even though there are 5 tables, like they have an amazing spread of mostly vegetables and some fruits for the time being, they managed to sell around 70% of what they bring with them. So that's already, that's really amazing. Sometimes they are so happy with what they've sold that they give away the rest. So so just to add that, thank you.
And then the other 2/3, tell us more about who they are, what they sell. I have
Nohad,
an idea. I have a really good idea of who they are, but just for
Nohad,
Okay. Sure. So we have a lot of preserves making people. Some of them are NGOs, as we mentioned, like the Marabi family, for example. It's actually more than a family. It's a group of families. So we have a lot of vendors of olive oil. And one day with the collaboration of the Ministry of Agriculture, we had a special session about the benefits of olive oil, as well as how to taste and how to judge the quality of olive oil. So on any given day, you can find at least 5 vendors selling olive oil. So we have a lot of that, preserves. We have a lot of, we have more than 1, 2, maybe 3 vendors selling za'atar and herbs, which is also part of every Lebanese breakfast. We have the famous Charles coming to sell his sourdough bread. He's very famous in Tripoli, by the way. The other farmers, who else do we have? We have people selling even organic products for cosmetics, or let's say for skincare.
And we have the guy who brings some flowers and plants to sell them.
Correct. That's also a recent addition.
Is
Yeah.
this
And
flower
besides
vendor the refugee person from?
No, this is in Beirut. This is in Beirut.
Another one. Okay.
He's still here, and he's still coming. He will even be here this Sunday, despite the Eid. He said that he will come. Yes, he's still in Beirut. We have soap also. We have soap producers because, of course, olive oil and soap. And we
food
have
court.
food court. We inaugurate the food court 2 weeks ago or last week, don't recall, which is ready to eat, not take away, ready to eat, because we have tables and chairs they can eat on the spot. And we got 2 times the fresh pasta guy, Arapat,
Correct.
and that's it.
He was also pretty famous.
Yeah.
We have people coming in every week. We're receiving calls, even personal calls, myself and Aline and JC, mainly for people who want to come and try. So we're reaching out pretty, not quickly enough, but steadily. We're having more people hear about us and wanting to be part of this.
A lot of people are reached by your social media. Is that a good guess?
At the moment, it's mostly, I would say, word of mouth. We're
I wondered.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're building our social media platform. The good thing is that we also have Badaro, which definitely has more followers than
Sure.
the Tripoli market page. But as Aline was referring to, a couple of sort of influencers, or at least people with a lot of reach, who visited the market and were quite pleased. They went live and they shared their video. We're trying to reach out to more people, at least food bloggers, but they can be quite costly. So we're
Oh, no, for sure. Okay.
yeah, we're because it's an entire business,
Mhm.
making food blogging
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
So we're happy with the word of mouth for now, but we're building our WhatsApp database, so we can send people straight away directly. We can send them, for example, what's new this week. Like, is the pasta guy coming this week, for example?
Got it.
Yeah, and yeah.
We
I
have
have one
Yeah.
more question that's a natural progression from the first question of who your vendors are. Richard, I will let you go next. So the word of mouth. So that means generally people tell their friends, in their social network. Who are the shoppers so far that you've seen who come shop at your market? Give us the demographics of description of like like a stereotypical, if there is one, of your shopper. type?
I don't know if there's a stereotypical one, but
Mhm.
I would say, well, first it's Tripolitans, so it's people living nearby. A lot of times it's people who have heard through some of the vendors themselves, of course, of the buyers, but the age group varies, I would say. Yeah, there isn't a specific age group, but it's always people who are coming in for something that I would say is either niche or extremely extremely good. So so we have I would say that Charles has been also quite lucky. So people are coming in for his sourdough repeatedly. People are coming in for one type of food that is coming from Rahbe, which is a derivative of a dairy product. People are coming for the dairy guys who come from literally near the northern borders of Lebanon. They are recurring clients. These people are not coming for the niche product. No, they're coming for a really good product that they have found to be quite distinguished. But it's a regular dairy product, like an everyday consumption of this product. The fruits, the vegetable guys are getting a lot of success because of the freshness and the quality of what they have, and the fact that they do not use chemicals. So that's also an array of customers. I'm trying to think of a demographic,
If
but
I
I
can
don't
add
really.
something, Nohad, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. We have maybe more women than men. They are mainly
Correct.
mothers and families.
Great
And
point.
we can tell also that really the role of a farmer is very important in getting the people coming again. So this is a very crucial point that farmers should know their role in the sustainability of a market, because they are the main focus in the market. Yani this the reputation depends on them.
Mm-hmm.
I have
When you say, I'm
I have
sorry.
I have one thing to add on that. Somewhere, if I have to talk about demographics, I would say more in habits. There is a lot of people that have this kind of experience abroad. And what we are noticing in Lebanon with the change of government and the return normally to a longer peaceful period, people are coming back. People are coming back from the expatriation, being outside
Mhm.
their country. And these guys, they are coming because they work outside, so they still have their money. They are coming with more money than the people there, the local people. So, and they are in habit to we have this Vietnamese lady, we have this Australian-based lady, we have these two French ladies also. They know what's happening there. Yes, I had the market beside my house in England and that. So yes, they know about the concept, and I am at least I am relying on having more and more of these people coming back to Lebanon to reinvest their life in Lebanon.
And to be added, the support of ChatGPT. Tell us the story, GC.
So
Yeah,
you say,
yesterday I got a customer that because I hold the official number of the phone number of the association as a double line. So I received some calls, some weird calls, but yesterday it was a lady that said, "Good, hello, what was the product? I forgot the product." She was searching for, I don't know, a specific product, and the chat
Was it Xanthan gum?
xanthan gum that and the xanthan gum that Lebanon doesn't produce anyway, but still ChatGPT answers that you might have it in Tripoli urban farmers markets.
no.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Our new best friend.
I decided to make a test on my family for something that ChatGPT did not answer. So a guy who was historically important in Lebanon. So I inform ChatGPT and I asked somebody else to raise the question. ChatGPT gave my answer. So you have to feed the beast because it's a beast that will eat us one day.
Yes.
That's it. So if you seek something, please you go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will just push you to Triple Urban Farmers Market.
We added the location on Google Maps,
Mhm.
which also allows people to put in their pictures of the market.
Yep.
And it being part of a public place, it's it's still got its own identity. So it shows the King Fahd Garden as well as Tripoli Farmers Market.
Yeah,
Urban Farmers.
last thing for me, and I will hear with a lot of pleasure our president. You know that I have a bed and breakfast, so I got somebody, a couple, last Thursday. They came to take one room. They are living between Beirut and Tripoli, young people, 45 years old. And I was talking about them with them about Tripoli. We don't know. We don't know about that market. We are living between Beirut and Tripoli. So they went on Saturday to Tripoli. Obviously, they bought because I saw pictures of them buying, and they just made a review, fabulous review. And now they are spreading, and this is what he said. Nohad said it's word of mouth. So we are, but it is a conservative way of talking to the neighbor, and that we do not have anymore in Beirut. In Beirut, we rely on Instagram. In Tripoli, Instagram or Facebook is more. TikTok is obviously a good way, but I'm not going to TikTok.
Richard, did you have a question?
Yeah, and it just remarks. This is absolutely fascinating seeing the concept to reality. And congratulations. It feels like it's so interesting to hear after not just 1 week, but you now have a body of knowledge that you're accruing to identify what I heard and many of you say, each of you say the personality of the market. And I think it's really good to think about the personality, the brand that the market is playing at this very moment. And when I think of what as almost as a symbol of the new openness, the new confidence, the return to Lebanon, and how the market is an expression of that. I think is something really to 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 play with, because I think that is a very positive, powerful story. And I don't think you have to say it outright. I think it's sort of implied in the kind of inventiveness and creativity in the businesses that lean on the past and look to the future. I think you're hugging that space really well. Um, I love the fact that it's an indoor market space and what that means in terms of what kind of infrastructure you own. And I think of Jetty and Dennis and the team that's moving tents all the time uh, uh, in Nairobi. You each have different kinds of infrastructure that you're working with, and that's something I think also to pay attention to, because I mean I know at least the two markets that I know that you have in your network are indoors. It's an interesting model, and I think something to share in terms of what works well, what doesn't work well with that. Um, I am curious as to if could just snap your finger and you had three new vendors that had products that you really feel that would add to the complement of what you have. Could you identify what those might be?
We're working on a mushroom guide.
Okay.
So definitely fresh mushrooms, I would say that's one. Go
What would
ahead,
be
guys.
others?
The fish, Nuhat,
Oh,
our fish guy.
Yes, I think fish would be interesting. We're on the coast. We have fresh fish vendors. So if that should work out, it would definitely be at a certain time of the day and probably be there even earlier than the opening hours, and it will have to finish way before noon. So it's
a-
also something to work on.
and would you set them up indoors or would you set them outside?
Indoors, indoor, and with a fridge, a closed fridge that we identify already. We have the cost and we got the budget.
Okay.
$2,700 fridge specifically for fish. Uh, Look, splitting people from indoor and outdoor is not a good idea.
Okay.
We are because the flow, we are not here to regulate the flow. Uh, do not forget that we are running the market, but we have our stand also to sell.
Right.
We are market organizer, but market producer also. Our organization is unfortunately for now like this because we don't have means to hire people. By the way, we got the culture of resistance budget finally, and we made the canopy, and we are sending them the picture this weekend. The canopy for
Excellent.
sports.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's great news. It's been in my mind to ask, did that ever materialize?
Yeah,
Um,
no, it was for my because I don't have any how to say legal existence, and they
mhm.
don't want to sell to something. Finally, they are passing by my PayPal, but PayPal was for forbidden in Lebanon, so I went through a VPN to have a PayPal account. It took us 8 months, by the way, huh? But we got it, and they
Wow.
will get they will get. I informed them I will get the canopy. For your information, globally, thanks to Richard. An NGO based in Brazil helps us with $100,000 of grant to pay the canopy that will shade the food court. Thank you again, Richard.
You're welcome. And I think keep her posted, keep them posted
Yeah,
because I could see them swinging through town and filming.
yeah.
Um,
For the third thing, we talk about mushrooms and fish. I would go on a global range, which is the food court.
hmm,
In Tripoli, you enjoy eating. In Beirut, you just go to the restaurants. Uh, Tripoli has a lot of street food, of different food. You can't imagine the variety of food they have. I always come back because Saturday, sometime I'm in Tripoli. Sunday, I open Badaro. And I say to the people of Mune, I'm fed up of your Mune. I would like to have the people of Tripoli coming and sell their huge variety. Something. Uh, I bought something that I didn't know about it. Though it was obviously something very used in Tripoli, a ghee mix of goat and sheep. Well, the guy took a piece of bread from Charles and just put some ghee on the bread and say, "Eat." I said, "What?" And I ate. It was a fabulous. So I went to the guy of cheese, saying with normally with a little bit of butter, I put a piece of cheese on that. I put the cheese on that. It is a wow. And then I went to the guy of za'atar and put some za'atar on it, and it was my breakfast. So there is a culture in food, and the food court in Tripoli, because of the garden also, should be enlarged at the maximum.
and how is the managers of the garden? What are their impressions or surprises or um,
Absent?
hmm,
Well, actually, let me share a couple of things. I just received an SMS because I just asked the manager if anyone is coming, because I know people are using the garden for the Eid period, which starts on Friday. So I asked them if anyone will be using the hall, and they said, no, this hall is yours. So I like that, and the fact that we can keep it tidy and closed. The second thing is this Saturday, JC, we had the market manager, the garden sort of second manager come in, and he went out loaded with stuff.
Nice.
The next thing he's coming for, because he didn't have enough money, is he said, please recommend the best honey. So I told him to come back on Honey Day, which is going to be on the 21st. So on the 21st of June, also in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, we're having a special session about honey and bees.
Okay.
So he did pass by.
That's great.
So the management's being great. We have a thing with a political thing, which is we recently had municipality elections, and they came out with a president, and apparently not everyone is happy with that. So they're actually probably dissolving it. I think they did. And there might be re-elections. In any case, thankfully, we have, I wouldn't say but I know the two who are the candidates. So we will hopefully still have a good connection with the upcoming municipality, but let's see if we're going to have re-elections.
Interesting.
I have a question about evaluation. In terms of all the things that we have like very briefly covered in person, but to measure the economic impact using, it can be beanpole for a number of things, but also looking at, how this market might affect your community in Tripoli in certain ways. I think that having some kind of a baseline now so that later, like, when you have a nice cadence of evaluating, you have a reference point to compare to. I'm just wondering if you can just think aloud here, and with, on your thoughts about how you might approach this evaluation process.
Well, if I have to use the Badar experience, we make it randomly. In fact, we do not make it again because as we don't have this independent market manager. When I say dependent from a daily work, come to Badaro from 8:30 to 1:30. Even if I'm present, I don't have time to go and make my job of market manager. So we make it randomly once one of us is here. The easiest solution is to have a kind of software. So I can give my my data, because now for the last 2 years I'm using a software, an offline software free of charge, to monitor my sales and at what time they are coming, and all the data, but to my stance. So ideally we would have everybody having this and collect. So we would have also the real turnover of each and everybody. For example, I can give you a data on my booth, my booth in Badaro. And on average, I made 50 customers from 9 to 1:30. Last year, I was at 50 also. So if I go to a peak one, it's 55. So we are, despite all the hits that we got, because for information, in Beirut, the expat did not come back with their kids, because they put the kids back in October, November in the schools whenever they have in Europe or in US or in Dubai, and did not come back. So we have to stop every single kids activity because there is no more kids in our market, but not because of us, because of the war. We hope that on September we will see back the people with their kids. So coming back to evaluation, so we have two sets of questionnaire that we are preparing to send at the end of the third months of operations to the Tripoli, with the unfortunately question, should we stop or we close because of the heat? Because there is in the cities, in Beirut, for example, Badaro will be closed from 15 July to end of August because it's too hot and the people are not living anymore in Beirut. They go to the mountain or they go abroad. In Tripoli, it seemed to be almost the same. So I will let the team to decide. But we would like to have at the end of June to have an evaluation of first their sales. We have this fabulous, and I still do not report it on Excel, farmers market count and biodiversity count, which has I was doing it with Aline in Tripoli. We just discover items that were just displayed and we didn't know about it. Even us in it was amazing. This thing open our eyes fabulously. So with this kind of thing, raising the question, why you stop dealing with this product in the market, how you can add, and for example, we are in seasons, we are respecting the seasons because we except for, I think, for tomato and cucumber that are in the greenhouses, all of the products are seasonal one in our market. So we have to we are counting on after end of June we will make our full evaluation person by person, vendor by vendor, to put a base, as you said, Robin, to be compared at the end of the year, how we evolve in terms of number of item or volume of item, number of item, turnover, presence of the people, because I think Richards, you said that once about New Orleans. It's the first comers and the vendors on the first days were not here 6 months after 6 months. We just reshuffle and we see it slowly in Badaro. But I'm sure about the 40. If I have to talk about the 40 farmers that we got at the opening, having only 18 to 25. Question should be, where are they? Why they did not come back? Who we have to call? And when we'll have to call? And if I call them, do I have to call them in June, knowing
So
that maybe August we will have closed? That's it.
to add to that, JC, it is also very interesting to see because the culture that we have is every once in a while or every occasion there's an exhibition happening. So for example, it's Mother's Day and there's an exhibition for 3 days or for 2 days, or it's Christmas or it's Eid. There's an exhibition arranged, organized by some entity where they bring in the farmers and the producers, and they're all very happy to oblige and to take part, and they sell the tables for $100 for 3 days. So that's a real money-making machine, but does it really serve the farmers and the vendors? So what we've been hearing from our regular farmers and vendors is that this model that we provide is the best that they've seen so far. So our mere $10 a table a day has been giving them back a lot more than $100 for a couple of days in exhibitions. So that is something we heard Aline and I last week, and we were pretty happy to share that. At the same time, as JC said, to counterbalance, we do have, because we're on the coast, so we have heat and we have humidity, and that also a lot of times gets people sort of away from the city itself. We're considering having pop-up markets in the mountain areas. So the one that we're very lucky to have so far, we're really happy with the input of the municipality that they're very excited to have, is in Rayfoun. It's in the outskirts of Beirut, is it, so to speak, geographically? But we're also thinking of Ehden, which is very close to Tripoli, about a half hour, 40 minutes from Tripoli, possibly to be there during the really hot season. So we do have a question of continuity, sustainability with all these amazing vendors who are trusting us to still be their platform for selling what they have, their products. So yes, summer
That
is
could be something that you could through a very, very simple survey, not evaluation, but simple survey. It can be a bean poll to find out from the vendors what they think. But back to the evaluating of the market, I think that if you look at say June this year before it gets like way hot, way too hot and you close for the season. And then you compare that to next June, for example. So same time, you will be able to glean on a lot of good information. The anecdotal, different quotes you have, what people told you, anecdotally, also very important. It's not to discount them, but to have something more systematic, not like scientific crazy, but something that with certain methodological rigor, if you have some data collected, I promise you, for your immediate future, starting your immediate future, any potential funders, investors will ask you for that information. So it's our job to keep on reminding you, something for you to consider, as we have told others. But the time is up. Richard, you have a final comment?
Just one final comment. This is super interesting conversation that comes back to something that I really liked hearing in posting on Google that the market exists, posting comments, photographs, and so forth. Whether the database that you accrue is WhatsApp or social media or email addresses. In the old days, of course, it was mailing addresses. I do think that the relationship you're building with your vendors and your shoppers is one of continuity and trust and open communication. So you build and you lose one vendor at a time, one shopper at a time. And so thinking about, are we communicating clearly what's coming next? Do we want their input on what comes next? I think of, when you say heat and humidity, I am reminded terribly of the market I founded in New Orleans. When it got to the heat of the summer, we planned to close for 1 month. And we surveyed our vendors, we surveyed our shoppers, and they said, yeah, I'd love to get away for this heat, but I'm trapped here. Let's continue. So we stayed open year round. It was a down month or two, but then we rebounded. If you have a clientele that that is portable, and you bring the same market with the same values, the same criteria, the same voice up to the mountains during that period, then I think your mobile markets, shoppers may follow. But I think it comes down to that sort of clarity of, we have a clear idea here and we operate in this location on these dates, and then we're going to move to this location because of the heat. That's such an interesting model. And I suspect that if you have that way to communicate to those supporters and vendors, I suspect they will travel with you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Team Lebanon. We went over. We're going to end the conversation, and any other comments you might have, drop it in the WhatsApp. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Well
Have a
done.
great day. Have a
Well
great
done. Congratulations and Eid
Bye-bye.
Mubarak.
Thank you very much. Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Reminding us that we were in Lebanon, so the last 2 minutes of Richard were out of my hearing because of electricity cuts.
Dommage.
Oh,
They tell
Anyway,
you. That's very important points.
yeah,
Yalla.
yeah, I'm sure that you will report it to me, Aline. Thank you very much. Thank you for
Bye
the
bye.
support.
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao.